All right, guys, this is Paul Singh, the market speculator, with your Twitter stock chart requests here. Before we begin, remember that I'm coming at it from a swing trade perspective, usually 2 days to 2 week holds. And you might be looking at something different if it's a shorter time frame or a longer time frame, or you're just trading different setups from me. So I'm coming at it from the setups I trade, what I'm looking for, which is based on a number of different setups, and I pay a lot of attention to money flow and volume. So let's get to it here. AUY, a gold related stock here. If we look at the 6 month chart here, has been in a downtrend, nice bottoming formation, awesome volume pattern here, and now it's made a nice run up. We needed to consolidate a little bit here. Now, just a tidbit from how I look at these. When a lot of these commodities, you might as well just play the ETF. So AUI, for instance, a fantastic setup here, but up 9% today. If you use the triple leverage, something like JNUG, that was up 22% today. So you're not really going to find many of the gold miner stocks that are going to beat this triple leveraged. You could lose more, but if you manage your risk well, that shouldn't be a problem. But just keep that in mind, that you don't really need to search out these stocks when the sector itself is trending because of these leveraged ETFs. TNK at highs right here. I'd like to see it consolidate a little bit here and then break out over this level. We'll say a little just under 8. Let's pull out the yearly, and that's not all-time highs, but at least relative highs here would be a nice breakout. GTN, Broadcasting TV. I know a couple of other TV-related stocks. I think one broke out today or yesterday that I was day trading. So good sector to be in right now. Nice formation here. Remounted the 200-day moving average. We'd like to see the 50-day kind of turn up here and maybe get above the 200-day. Nice breakout, good volume pattern. So definitely one to watch. Probably not an entry right here. I don't like to get into no man's land where you don't get really good reward to risk. But if it pulled back in, maybe a good setup here. MXL, semiconductors. Semiconductors have been one of the leading sectors the past week. So it's a good sector, again, to be in. In terms of the setup here, I'd probably want to see a breakout either to the high up here or at least a breakout of this level right in here, maybe once it gets above 13. But looking really good, nice volume pattern, good sector. EDAP, medical devices, biotech, medical devices have been getting hit a bit. For me, I don't see much of a setup here, especially you've got this big volatile bar here. This is probably one that would be great for intraday trading, but for a swing, not something that I would be looking to trade right now. MFLX, contract manufacturers. I've never even seen this stock before, but nice breakout here, good volume pattern, maybe a decent entry here. Unlike the other stock we just looked at where the 50-day was below the 200-day, but at least this one is starting to trend up, which is good, and maybe it ends up crossing the 200-day pretty soon here, but nice looking setup there. COP, gas stocks, oil, the whole sector has been bottoming here, broke this downtrend, which almost every oil-related stock has done. Bottoming formation, huge ramp up. Now we're looking for the entry. So maybe a breakout here of this level or a deeper pullback. We have some open gaps that it could fill here, and those would provide maybe some support and good entries. FXI, China, really good bottoming in the report, bottoming formation. In the report, we've been watching the BRIC countries. That's Brazil, India, Russia, China, all putting very similar patterns here. So we've got this kind of W pattern that has broke this downtrend here. Good volume coming in and now hanging out above the 50-day moving average. So we've got the consolidation after this little run here, and we'll look for an entry either on a breakout here or a bit of a pullback, and we've got an open gap all the way up here to 41 something, and I would trade yen here, which is the leveraged ETF, and we've got some stocks in the trade report that are on our watch list from China. TSO, trending up recently, but not something I'd really be looking to trade here. I think there are other always think about the opportunity lost. And you're in the oil space, and either one of the sector ETFs, or there's better stocks like the oil. COP is a better setup here than TSO is. Twitter. This has been, I was looking to enter here, didn't do it. Now it has bottomed here, remounted the 50-day moving average, which is nice. And there was a little concern 3 days ago here on this kind of hard move back, but holding up pretty well, good volume pattern. So I like it. It's just a matter of finding a good entry here. A test of the 50-day or a breakout of this pivot high here would be some good entries. TSS, credit services, not a sector I'm really looking to trade here. At least we are at highs here, not really volatile enough for me. I'm not looking for a 2-point gain here on something like that. SFL, shipping, not really that familiar with the sector recently. Good volume, maybe a breakout here, but again, not the most volatile stock here. Cassie, nice breakout here. A dollar stock, this long tail here makes it tough for a swing entry. I'd be willing to bet there's some really nice intraday setups here. There's a really good parabolic short here intraday, but for a swing, not something I'd be looking to get into now. Now CMG, this has been a relative strength stock for us. We liked it a lot, but recently not so good. I don't know why it broke down today on pretty good volume, whether that was some news that came out. I doubt it was earnings. I would have heard of it, but I'll look that up. I haven't checked yet. But for us right now, I wouldn't trade it. JPM, JP Morgan here, not very volatile. This is a volatility measure here. 28 is on the low side. I'm looking at something that's 50, 60, 100. So not the most volatile stock here. Maybe actually a short if it breaks down below this range here. Walmart, huge move down today. Really nothing to do with it from a swing perspective. And even for me, for a day trade, I wouldn't have seen anything there. So not something I'm looking to trade. ARWR, not good. Maybe a breakdown here of 5 would set up a short entry. Tesla has been, it looked like it might be putting in kind of a bottom here, but then failed up here and has ramped down. So really hasn't formed a good setup for us yet. So at some point, maybe if it tests down here, we'd get kind of a rubber band bounce kind of setup. If it remounts these moving averages and volume starts to come in, maybe then. So I'm always watching Tesla, but just don't have a good entry right now. SUNE, I've been watching this as a bottoming play. Semiconductors have been strong. Good volume coming in here. So I think maybe a pivot is in here, and you could even enter here and place your stop below the pivot and play a kind of pre 50-day moving average remount type setup. Very low risk. We'd be risking maybe say $1 here. But if it remounts here, there'd be a potential move up to 14 or 15. So we're talking $4 or $5 to the upside. And GoPro really just kind of floating down here. Every time it looks like maybe volume has come in and it's going to bounce, it doesn't do it. So we're just waiting for that clue to get long. Kind of tough to short here also. So we just need a signal here. So that's it for the stocks you guys have sent to me in the last hour and a half or so. I'll do one of these again. Now, if you're interested in the trade report, here's an example of what I send either in the evening or the morning. Lately, I've been sending them pre-market, but there's a video here, usually about somewhere between 8 and 12 minutes long, goes over the market, our current positions, the focus list, what we're looking at here. So that's the meat of what is sent out here. And I do a little recap here of what we're focusing on. The positions we're holding, there's links to the focus list here. But the big one is basically the video here that's about, again, 8 to 12 minutes, comes in the evening or the morning. And then I send trade alerts, and you can go to professional trading and go to the part-time, it's not coming up here, but it'll be part-time trader, and you can take a 14-day free trial if you haven't already. If you have any questions, just let me know.